Get ready for the biggest stories dominating the screen right now. We start with the massive success of Star Wars on streaming platforms. The sci-fi franchise has absolutely exploded, accumulating an incredible 33 billion minutes of viewing in 2025. We dive into exactly what titles drove this viewership and why this data is changing how we view the entire saga. This is huge for every fan and every streaming service out there.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we unpack the fascinating data behind those numbers. We look at how Star Wars streaming data shows that George Lucas' prequels are now outperforming the Disney sequel trilogy by a wide margin. Discover the compelling theory behind why fans are revisiting the original trilogy while the new installments face intense scrutiny. This is a deep dive into fandom dynamics and cinematic legacy. Now, we switch gears to the world of intellectual property battles. We bring you the latest on new MPEG-DASH disputes that are adding serious heat to the streaming patent licensing wars. Find out how Huawei is taking action against RTL at the UPC following assertions by fellow Avansci video licensor Helios Streaming. This is a look at the intense legal battles shaping the future of digital content distribution. And finally, we look at the streaming wars in action as HBO Max makes a major move. Discover how HBO Max's new hit is being fueled by Netflix, and explore the success of shows like Half Man and the anticipation for massive releases like House of the Dragon Season 3. Don't miss this final update to see what's next in premium television. Stay with us. The Star Wars franchise has cemented its dominance in the streaming landscape, accumulating an astonishing 33 billion minutes of viewing hours throughout 2025. This monumental figure underscores the enduring global appeal of the science fiction saga and its continued success across various streaming platforms. The data highlights the massive audience engagement with the franchise in the year, positioning Star Wars as a powerhouse in the modern entertainment industry. Other recent entertainment news includes updates on upcoming series, such as the potential return of Gabriel Basso in The Night Agent Season 4, and developments in the film industry with Raja Shivaji's box office performance showing a significant decline on day 4. In other celebrity news, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have successfully resolved a legal conflict after nearly 2 years. Meanwhile, regional political news from Kerala indicates Ramesh Pishreddy emerged victorious in the 2026 elections, with Akhil Marar and Robin Radhakrishnan noted among the losing candidates. Finally, the Cannes Jury 2026 is set to feature a collaboration between Demi Moore and Chloe Zhao with director Park Chan-wook, prompting speculation regarding Jacob Elordi's withdrawal. Star Wars viewing data reveals a significant shift in audience preference, with George Lucas' prequel trilogy significantly outperforming the Disney sequel trilogy in recent streaming metrics. According to data analyzed by World of Real, U.S. audiences logged over 33 billion minutes of Star Wars viewing across TV and streaming in the past year, with Disney Plus serving as the primary destination for this content. The streaming data highlights a clear resurgence for the prequel era. While Star Wars Episode IV, A New Hope, remains the top-watched title overall, Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace, and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, have shown strong continued engagement. Crucially, all 3 films from George Lucas' prequel trilogy, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, ranked within the top 6 most streamed titles in 2025, with The Phantom Menace even surpassing The Empire Strikes Back in viewership that year. This trend contrasts sharply with the Disney sequel trilogy, which has struggled to gain traction, with none of its 3 films entering the top 10. This divergence suggests that the divisive nature of the sequel trilogy, particularly films like The Last Jedi, may have fractured a segment of the fandom. The analysis suggests a potential causal link. Widespread dissatisfaction with the Disney-led sequel trilogy may have driven fans back to George Lucas's work for nostalgia and comfort. Prequels are now being actively reevaluated, with outlets like NPR framing them as texts audiences are returning to for a deeper understanding. This marks a cultural cycle where the prequel trilogy has moved from being reviled to being embraced again. While the future of the Disney trilogy remains contested, the current data points toward a sustained, significant reevaluation of the prequel era, positioning Lucas' work as culturally significant texts rather than merely failed blockbusters. The landscape of streaming patent licensing is intensifying, with new disputes surrounding MPEG-DASH technology adding significant heat to the ongoing patent wars. Huawei has initiated legal action against RTL at the Unified Patent Court, following assertions made by fellow Avansci video licensor, Helios Streaming, concerning other streaming platforms. This latest development underscores the complex and increasingly litigious environment surrounding digital streaming standards and intellectual property rights in the industry. HBO Max is experiencing a significant streaming success, bolstered in part by the performance of content from Netflix. The year 2026 has proven strong for HBO television, with shows like Industry, The Pit, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and DTF St. Louis achieving a balance of critical acclaim and high viewership, challenging HBO's traditional dominance in the streaming wars against competitors like Netflix, Apple TV, and Hulu. Currently, HBO Max boasts a robust lineup of ongoing series, including Euphoria, Rooster, The Comeback, and Hacks. Among these, the co-production Half Man, a collaboration between HBO and the BBC, is proving particularly popular. The series features Richard Gadd, the creator and writer, alongside Jamie Bell as Niall and Ruben, who explore their decades-long friendship, its formation, and subsequent trajectory. Half Man is consistently ranked in HBO Max's top 10 worldwide, securing a 6th to 7th position in several countries, and remains among the service's most popular titles on Real Good. The success of Half Man is linked to the buzz generated by Netflix's highly talked-about series, Baby Reindeer. This dark comedy thriller about a stalker proved highly bingeable, accumulating hundreds of millions of viewing hours on Netflix. Half Man, as Gadd's follow-up, appears to have successfully capitalized on this interest. While not replicating the Emmy wins of previous work, Half Man is regarded as a solid hit, earning a 76% score on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics praising its brave, bold, and bleak storytelling concerning toxic masculinity. Looking ahead, while The Pit is noted as a title difficult for any streaming service to surpass, the platform has major releases scheduled. House of the Dragon Season 3 is set to premiere on June 21st, followed by DC's Lanterns a couple of months later, both anticipated to be major draws despite potential audience division. However, the biggest event is slated for the end of the year, the debut of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone at Christmas. This event is positioned to be the most-watched streaming show of the year, potentially ushering in an era dominated by HBO and HBO Max in 2026.